Hi, my name is Madeline Moore, and this is my final reflective portfolio on how sociology has changed my understanding of the way I see the world. Before taking this class, I never really stopped and thought about how we're all connected, the different ways we communicate, or how deeply our experiences affect every aspect of our lives. After taking this class, I definitely noticed something new connected to this class in every interaction that I have. I've used things that I've learned from this class in my other classes, like communications and psychology. I've talked about it with my friends and family, and most of all, it's helped me understand why keeping an open mind is so important. One of the first assignments we did in this class was connecting a TV show to a sociological concept. I chose my favorite TV series, Insatiable, and connected it to sociological imagination. Through the experience of the main character, I recognized how issues like body image, beauty standards, and societal expectations are heavily reinforced by society and not just one's individual choice or personal experiences. This is one of the first assignments to introduce the idea that personal experiences are connected to larger societal forces. As a black girl adopted from a foreign country by a single white mother, studying sociological imagination changed the way I understand my own life. I become more aware about how my identity has shaped the way I experience things, and like themes shown in Insatiable, I realized that the pressures surrounding appearance and identity are influenced by society rather than just my own personal experiences and issues. Reflecting on the song Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, it's all about the portrayal of the American dream and the struggles of poverty and the desire to achieve a better life. It made me think about my own life and made me think deeper about my adoption because my parents had the desire for a better life for me. My mom always taught me that taking full advantage of all the opportunities in my life is important because not everyone has the same chances that you do. My parents knew social mobility would be possible for me if they gave me up to someone in the US because, and reflecting this, I can connect this to my own life because I would consider this intergenerational mobility. Because of my parents putting me up for adoption, I had the chance to move up into a different social class and have a better chance at a life due to their faith and the idea of economic mobility. McDonaldization. This is one of my favorite topics, and I really enjoyed studying it. It changed the way I see everyday interactions of modern services, and I see how much fast food has affected other industries, especially in customer service and retail settings. I worked for a bit in a fast food restaurant at Burger King, and working there, the concept of impression management became especially noticeable to me. I realized how much workers are expected to perform specific roles and present themselves in ways that make the experience positive, no matter the circumstances, even when you really don't feel that way. Since learning this concept, reflecting on it, I've noticed that almost everywhere that employees are expected to follow these certain scripts and manage their impressions. And this assignment helped me understand that all these interactions are shaped by what expectations society has for what customer service should look like. There's so many hidden structures that influence our lives and the expectation of the way people present themselves in society depending on their role. My favorite part about taking this class is applying everything I've learned to my own life. Through the multiculturalism assignment, I reflected on what it means to be Ethiopian and American and how each of these have shaped who I am. Growing up, I experienced different types of culture like material culture, such as Ethiopian clothing, food, dances. I've gone to a lot of Ethiopian events. I have a lot of Ethiopian friends. But being brought to America, I also adopted a lot of American traditions, and it helped me recognize the importance of non-material culture as well. For example, every birthday we have donuts for breakfast. I can't remember a birthday where I didn't have a donut as my breakfast, and it's just really special to honor various cultures and be able to experience both and blend them together. So, how cultural differences shape human interaction and the perception of others. Growing as a black girl in a predominantly white community has made me more aware of how cultural differences influence human interactions and people's perceptions. I've always been conscious of how race and culture shape the way people communicate with each other. I've noticed that sometimes people of different races feel less comfortable around you because of your race or culture or even just the way you look. This class really opened my eyes to the fact that many of these experiences are connected to larger historical structures and norms rather than just people's personal opinions and their biases. Learning the concept of in group and out group also helped me better understand and put into words why and how people of our own cultures can affect our perceptions of how our own cultures can affect our perceptions of others. Being one of only a couple black students growing up, there were definitely times I felt part of an out group, but those experiences made me more aware of group dynamics. And because you can just see how the dominant groups influence each other and affects the interactions between someone of an in group or someone of an out group. The changing patterns of opportunity and equality in American society, especially when it comes to gender. This is one of my favorite topics to learn about because I don't really know much about it. Studying gender inequality and its effects in America was really interesting to me. Growing up with a single mother, I understood the challenges that women faced with balancing everything with work and family, on top of all the inequalities that they also face. Discussions in society and sociology also taught me that gender inequality, even though it's much better in our modern society, it definitely exists today and affects the opportunities that women have. I really like the way Norton explained it. He explained it as male privilege can include a wide range of advantages experienced in our larger social institutions as well as our smaller everyday interactions. For instance, men are allowed to take up more space physically, and they're not expected to smile at all times and less likely to be interrupted while speaking. And it really just shows that male privilege doesn't have to be at a high scale, but you can see it in everyday interactions. Reflecting on concepts we've learned like gender wage gap, it helps highlight that women face disadvantages and are just, it's all considered the norm. Watching my mother work hard to provide for her family and still have struggles made me aware that success is not always determined solely by one's individual effort, but that sometimes the system is just built against you. Sociological imagination, how one's place in society and their group memberships impact their life, chances, experiences, interactions, and views of the world. Developing a sociological imagination has helped me understand how everything about my identity has shaped my worldview and the way I experience things. While doing my own reading, I learned about a concept called intersectionality. I'm not really sure if we learned about this in class, but I thought it was really interesting. I think this concept perfectly connects to this topic. So, intersectionality means that individuals' lives and experiences are shaped by a matrix of social categories that interact in ways that cannot be separated. In other terms, it's just a concept that people's lives are influenced by multiple identities at the same time. And as a black woman adopted from Ethiopia and raised by a single white mother, I've recognized that my experiences have been shaped by my complex identity, and it influences everything in my life, like my opportunities, the way I interact with others, and how I see the world around me. Reflecting on this class, it's taught me that all our individual experiences and the way we perceive the world, it's all connected to something bigger. Here are the 8 concepts that I used and all the chapters that I used. And here are my sources. Thank you.